Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Uh, wife. Start now.
Wife? Oh yeah.
Wife.
By the way, if I look up front, I look at you. So
Okay. We're live on Abstract. We're live on X. I think. Yeah, we're live on X. Let's go.
Let's
And
go.
let me check if we're live on Arena as well. I'm streaming across all the platforms, so making it easy. Woohoo!
Brother, go
But yeah,
multi-chain.
yeah, multi-chain. But let's start with the simple introduction. First of all, I'm Jay, as always, host of Book Talk, a bunch of us store. Hammers is my brother, and we're hosting Book Talk podcast together. And today on our podcast we have Haunted Space, which is a spaceship game that's been building for over 3 years, and actually one of the first games that got a partnership with the Xbox and PlayStation, right? That you
yep,
guys are coming to consoles. Like Off the
yep.
Grid and Haunted Space, I think one of the few games that actually got it, and it's really incredible to see. How's it going, Leonardo?
All good, guys. I mean, happy to have all the listeners that are listening to us. I would say pleasure to meet you. By already knew both of you. So
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you once again.
Oh shit! Wait, hold on. I think I made something. Arena got down, so let me share it again. But
You can't close page where you started stream.
yeah. Fair enough.
let me retweet the live stream.
Yeah, sounds great. It's all good now. It's all good. So
Yeah.
Arena is live. We are live everywhere. Let's go. So, first question is, while you're tweeting, so basically, how you got involved with the company, because, it's really funny story, Leonardo, but I've contacted you for the first time, I think it was 3 years ago. And yeah, the first time I ventured in Web3, it was from SkateX company. We had collaboration at SkateX back then, and basically I was just a moderator and collaboration manager initially. And I've actually approached you because I remember you guys were hiring moderators and how to space. You had a form to fill out, and basically I sent you a DM. It's really funny, and yeah, I still have this history message, and it's been like
Is it on
2
Discord? Where is it?
yeah, it's on Discord. I can drop it right now. It's really funny.
I hope it started from emoji, this Discord stupid emoji.
So,
Oh
how
yeah.
I got involved in Haunted Space? So, basically, I have to go a little bit deeper, both in my background and the background of the company behind Haunted Space. That
Mhm.
was, in principle, called Italian Games Factory (IGF), and now it's called Galaxy Lab. But
Yeah.
basically, so if we go really, really back in time, I was basically I worked in a marketing agency, and basically I was managing different
Mhm.
e-commerce of big brands. And for a while, I owned all my own marketing agency. I worked for one of the biggest marketing agency here in Italy, always digital marketing.
Mhm.
And basically, also other than that, I had also a few other ventures and things like that. But basically, I have a partner that is the CEO of Haunted Space,
Mhm.
and he's called Federico. And basically, Federico had knew another person that is Luca, that is the founder of Haunted Space.
Yeah.
And basically, they had an e-commerce brand together, these two people.
Mhm.
And at some point, Federico knew that Luca owned a video game company that is basically Haunted Space, and
Yeah.
he knew everything about it. And at the same time, Luca also owned some e-commerce and things like that. And so Federico, when the crypto and everything exploded, said, "Hey, bro, why aren't you doing this crypto stuff?" And so making Web3 gaming and things like that. And then they basically they start to talk about it and see how they could implement it because they love the idea and everything. And
Yeah.
so Haunted Space basically moved a branch, let's say, of the company into Web3. And
Mhm.
that's basically how I got involved, because after that, Federico got inside the company and I came with Federico basically uh, inside of it. So I basically moved in as soon as the company moved on the crypto side.
Yeah. Fair
Now,
enough. Sounds great.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, sorry, go on.
Yeah, yeah. I was really curious, like, uh, how do you know how the team actually got the idea for Galaxy WAP initially? How they got the idea to create Haunted Space? Have they had like prior background in game development, in gaming, and about the team partners overall?
So the real founder of the project is Luca. Basically,
Yeah.
Luca was already started developing, like, the stories of basically kids that start developing video games when they are 13, and basically it was him. He started
Yeah.
developing
Same.
exactly firstly mobile games, and he released a bunch, obviously small ones.
Mhm.
And then basically in when he was 18, 19, I would say, he started developing the prototype of Haunted Space. And I'm talking
Mm.
about 6 or 7 years ago. So
Mhm.
basically, he got this prototype and everything, and he went to a fair here in Italy, and he met the other two co-founders of, let's say, the overall company, that are Ivan and Giorgio.
Mhm.
Ivan is basically a really, really big here in Italy game developer. He released multiple games on Steam. He's also, if you search him on Google, he will see one of the most influential game developer in the world. He's been really successful in different titles. And Giorgio is instead more an entrepreneur that manages different company. He has a number of different ventures as well here in
Mhm.
Italy. So basically, what happened is that from that first prototype, basically it was started a company where in the beginning there was Luca, and then after that, basically the company expanded with the overall team that we have now. Obviously, in the beginning, for this reason, the company obviously was a Web2 company.
Yep.
So, because for anyone that doesn't know, Haunted Space is two titles. There is a single player title and multiplayer title.
Yep.
The multiplayer one is basically the one that you see that you see now if you scroll up the Twitter page. But we have
Mhm.
also made a single player title that we have worked for a number of years, and that single player title is basically the first product that we started creating.
Yep.
So yeah, this is the
Yeah.
full picture.
Quite interesting, but I basically got involved. I've tried out the Haunted Space, I think, for the first time 1 year ago, or maybe 9 months ago, your single player game. And
Mhm.
I was actually really impressed, especially by the cinematics and like graphics of the game itself. And they were quite interesting as well. Like it's the exploration starship game, it looks really cool for Web3 especially because the quality of game software in Web3 is not great because everyone is still developing. And yeah, I was just really impressed, and I'm curious, like the name Haunted Space, so, it immediately grabs attention. Like, where did it come from? Do you know like the story of the name from the founder, how he actually created it? Are there any ghosts in the game, or what's the war and vibe of the game?
So yes, so the name Haunted Space come the fact. So space is obviously because it's a space game, but haunted comes from because it's not really a scare jump horror theme game, but there are ghosts, titans, monsters, and things like that. Because basically the background, the lore is basically that you are a slave in a really far. Um, Galaxy that is called Neturian Galaxy. And
Yep.
basically, you are trapped inside this spaceship, and there is this spaceship that actually tries to escape. But in order to escape, since you are a faraway galaxy, there are monsters, titans, and things like that that you need to escape. And this is the reason why it's called Haunted.
Hmm.
And so yes, there is a ghost and all sort of let's say horror stuff, but it's not a scare jump thing. It's just the
Yeah.
theme of the game.
Yeah, gotcha. Fair enough. And the next question is like, what's actually in the works right now? You've talked a little bit about the single player game. You've talked about the multiplayer game as well. Can you please like tell us a little bit more like what those games are about, what players are supposed to do?
Yes. So basically, as I mentioned, there are two titles. So you have to think a little bit about um, single player is the campaign mode of the game, and multiplayer is the multiplayer game. So basically, in Call of Duty, if you have ever played, I just say Call of Duty because it's the most famous example.
Yeah.
But there is a campaign mode and there is a multiplayer mode. Here is pretty much the same thing, basically where the single player is a 20 hours long open world game. It's actually a full build game that
Hmm.
tells all the story behind the game. And then there is the multiplayer game that is basically more a prequel of actually of the compared to the single player, but basically is the same genre, is the same theme, is
Yeah.
always pretty much the same um, style, and
Hmm.
is just a multiplayer game where you can have fun with your friends. So depending on what you prefer, obviously you can choose which one to play, like in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's basically it.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Hammers, do you have any questions so far?
And the most important question, when we will play big? I know we playing sometimes, we have some alpha, we're playing sometimes on some days during the week. Maybe gamers can be involved also. By the way, how and when we can dive into game, into Haunted Space, because it's awesome game. I played it, it's fun to play, mostly for my opinion, it's like targeted for USA and Europe gamers, right? So that's like not hard to master, but it's enjoyable to play, and you have dopamine here and there because you're fighting all the time. And for me, it was like, oh, like trap of dopamine, right? So I just wanna fuck someone flying there, and that's like only my mission there. Fight
Mhm.
anyone. So when we'll play, and like either any gamers who like watching us wanna be involved.
So regarding the single player is actually basically almost completed. It's just a few polishing thing that is missing, and we are finalizing also the porting to the console. Regarding the multiplayer, is instead going to be most likely by the end of the year.
Mhm.
So the single player is basically done. The main reason why we haven't done anything at the moment is because we are deciding whether to release two different titles or them together. This is due to a number of things that also are external from us. And
Yeah.
the multiplayer part is instead going on the development, still going on the development. You had both tried out. Actually, him and probably tried out also the newest version. But basically, we are continuously developing. Every week, we are releasing something new. If you go on the X account of Haunted Space, you can see basically all weeks the new developments, because I release basically every week a live where I play with other people,
Mhm.
and there you can see that we are putting new maps, new spaceship, new modes, and things like that. So yeah, this is the main thing, and
Yeah.
yep,
Gotcha. Fair enough. And you recently moved to Avalanche, right?
yep.
And I guess the question here is, why made you to make this? What made you to make this decision?
Mhm.
Because previously you were building another chain. I don't remember which one. And what was the key factor to move to Avalanche?
So the key factor was mostly so two things. When we choose a chain, we mostly look at two things. So the first one is the quality of the chain on the technical aspects. Now, I'm not
Mhm.
the technical guy, so I won't
Yeah.
go really deep on that. But obviously, we pretty much all know that for standard games, looking also at the other games that are available, Avalanche is the best. Like,
Yeah.
it's the number one. Is the best thing. It has the best features, best support team, the best technical part for a game. Other than that, I will talk about more in depth regarding the other parts, so the marketing. What I
Yeah.
can say regarding the marketing is basically that since and we had a lot of experience with other chains that I won't mention the names,
Hmm.
but because we have been in talk since we have been since 3 years in the market, we had talked basically with every chain available. And what I can say is that Avalanche so far is far the best in supporting projects. They help you with KOLs. They have an incredibly good community. As soon as we released the trailer on their page, we got a ton of DMs of people sharing love for our project and
Yeah.
basically helping us improving on the game. So really, really constructive community, and really, really loved the approach that this community has. Other than that, they helped with guilds, they helped with KOLs, they helped
Yeah.
basically making us in contact with anyone that we needed to. So shout out to basically all the Avalanche team
Hmm.
in general, but in particular, who I talk to is mostly the marketing team. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Avalanche team are the chats, and we have to see that they're helping you a lot with the guilds and other stuff as well. And you're one of the first games that is coming to PlayStation and Xbox. And like I personally don't really know about the policy of Xbox and PlayStation compared to like Google Play or App Store. And I guess here is my question: like, how does the blockchain integration looks like for the consoles? Have you already figured it out, or you're not at this stage yet of integrating it?
So we are having talks with the console. We are actually looking at also what the other basically games are doing
Yeah.
mostly, because obviously we will follow basically what in particular one game that we all know is doing at the moment with consoles, and basically checking on that, because
Yeah.
obviously every move that it will do, we can do the same. Because at the moment the
Hmm.
policy or the main issue that there is policy of PlayStation, Xbox, and all these, except Steam and Epic, that have like they have stated, for example, Epic that is good with blockchain and Steam that is not good with blockchain. They are a little
Hmm.
bit gray. Okay, so they haven't really explained what they want to do. So we are in talk with these platforms, and we will basically figure it out along the way.
Yeah, fair enough. Sounds great. And you guys have basically a token, right? Gaga in game token.
Yep.
And I'm really curious, like, what is it for? Which role does it play in your ecosystem, and how do you plan to integrate it into your game as well?
So obviously there is a number of things that is gonna be used for, but the main thing, the few main things, now I don't remember all the utility, but the main thing is obviously going to be the fact that you can use the token as a payment system, and in particular
Hmm.
purchase the in-game currency. And you through that, if you pay with token, you can obviously have some benefit and discounts. Plus, if you hold the token, stake the token, you will have in general other benefits. Will give you extra items in game, and basically will give a number of things that if you play the game, you will really want to keep the tokens in order to have a lot of benefit inside of it. And so this is the main thing that we're going to have as a utilities.
Hmm. Gotcha. And is Haunted Space going to be free to play game, or is it, will players need to buy something in your game to get in, or is it paid? How does it work? Like,
So regarding a multiplayer, yes. Regarding the
hmm,
single player is still in discussion, basically, because the game was born as a premium game. Premium game basically means that you need to pay something in order to play it.
yeah.
It's still in discussion because it depends really whether we are going to blend the two titles or we are going to release them separately.
Hmm.
So as I mentioned, this obviously depends since the single player was created much before than the multiplayer, and was created also before we had in mind to do any Web3 integration. We need basically also for external reason, external basically parties to understand whether we can do it or not.
Yeah.
So at the moment is multiplayer 100% is going to be free to play. You in general don't need um, any NFTs or things. You can just try it out and see how it goes.
Hmm.
Regarding the single player is still we are still deciding.
Gotcha. Fair enough. And Hammers, do you have anything to add as well?
I just wanna know, like, okay, we are having like soon PS5, for example, and Xbox, and all the like they have like different policy for crypto. Yeah, you stated it's like, yeah, and being connected with this like big like giants of the game, and it's like awesome because little and not too much projects and games can be able to be connected with these giants, right? So the question is how here will like work NFTs, right? Is something like off the grid thinking to make, or like either any alpha about it, or it's still blurred and we can't like share anything?
Wait, so what's the question? Sorry.
How will works NFTs in game?
Ah, okay. So basically, the NFTs inside the game is every item that are out there now. Starting basically, so one clear thing before I dive into it. Um, when you open the game and you join the game, you will not really notice whether it's a Web 2 or a Web 3 game. A little bit like Play of the like of the Grid is
Ooh,
doing. The main reason is because we don't want to scare Web 2 people from
Hmm.
basically,
fair enough.
yeah, exactly, from crypto stuff, and they see NFTs and they don't understand or they don't like NFTs, blah, blah, blah. So we just gonna let them just enjoy the game. After that,
Hmm.
if you, although if you for example want to play the game and you find out that you have an extremely rare skin, for example, and you decide that you want to sell it, like a little bit like CSGO is doing, for example, what you can
Hmm.
do, take the skin and convert it into an NFT, into your basically wallet that we will create for you, and you can
Hmm.
put it into the marketplace. And so in this way, basically every item that is in the game, pretty much everything, will be able to be tradable through always our marketplace. And it
Hmm.
will be a little bit like CSGO with the skins, but we'll obviously use more items. Like you will be able to change also sell also your weapons inside the game, part of the spaceships and things like that.
That's not really awesome, and like I think it's most like native idea to bring gamers into games, not DJs. Like it's awesome.
So in general, I would say that in Web3, there are two kind of business models. There is one that is for degens, that is mostly based on the gambling side, I would say, a little bit.
Hmm.
Okay. And then
Yeah,
there
yeah.
is another one that is more similar to us. So it's a standard game that basically is a standard game that has a blockchain integration, but it's not really gambling game. It's just a game that if you that leverages the blockchain technologies in order to do stuff inside the game. We are in the second category, and we basically do as much as possible with the blockchain, but making sure that the gameplay stays at the top of it as a priority. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Gotcha. Someone joined my stream on Twitch and asking what is this. It's just an interview with Haunted Space, with a team member of Haunted Space, a game that is common to consoles and PC as well in the future, spaceship game. And we're just, really excited about this. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. But in the meantime, moving forward, it's really interesting. Like, who is Haunted Space designed for specifically? Like, which gamers are you aiming for? Is it hardcore gamers or what type of gamers?
So, obviously, at the beginning, the easiest way to convert people will be through the Web3. So basically, anyone that is a Web3 will be much easier to get target, because obviously we already have a name in the Web3 scene, and people know us, so it will be much easier to basically collect these people. After that, when we will move into the Web2, so when mostly we will move also to console and everything like that. The first target is obviously space gamers. So space gamers is our first target. The space gaming target is actually one of the people that spend most money on games, because they are mostly on the 30 to 40 age, and so they have a lot of money. Let's say this.
Yeah.
So it will be for sure our first target. But the cool part about our multiplayer, I'm talking about the multiplayer, not the single player. Single player is more hardcore space gamer, but for the multiplayer, the target is also people that play FPS, or in general shooter games, because we made in a way that basically is really frenetic, and you guys have it tried out. You can see it's really frenetic, and in some sense is also close to a shooter game, because a shooter game, I mean, like CS:GO, Call of Duty, and things like that, because basically it's basically the gameplay is in arena that is pretty small, and you have to kill as many people as possible. So
Yeah.
the concept is really close to any other shooter game. Obviously, it will be mostly loved by space gamers because they love the genre. In general, the spaceship is three-dimensional in the movement. It's not bi-dimensional like an FPS. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that there is going to be a huge audience also for FPS, people that play FPS and similar titles.
Gotcha. And I'm really curious, like, do you have a chance to share the screen to show the gameplay of the game right now with the people?
So I'm using another laptop. I'm
Yeah.
not using the one that. Wait, let me try. Maybe the best thing is I share a gameplay, like a video,
Yeah.
because
Sounds great.
because also if I play alone, it's not gonna be too fun.
Yeah. It's just to
Basically,
put out. Yeah,
yeah,
just to put out something on the screen for people
I
to.
will share now the trailer
So
of
while
the
we are
game.
talking, people are watching the trailer,
Yeah.
have
Okay,
an
give me a second.
understanding of the game.
All right, let me try. Share the screen.
Okay, lighting the screen. Let's go.
All right. Yes. So this is the trailer in general. We'll go to the gameplay so you can understand what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Okay. Here it is. So basically, as you can see, the gameplay is you go on this arena, let's say,
Yeah.
and you have to kill as much people as possible. You have different weapons, you have different spaceships. Basically, each spaceship is different because it will have special abilities, and it will have it has already different characteristics. Like some have different health, different shooting range, different number of weapons, and things like that. it's a little bit, the final goal is a little bit, I don't know if you or anyone in the audience have ever played it, but it's a little bit going to be like a Rainbow Six Siege, where you have different categories
Mm-hmm.
of player. Oh wait, let me make it go
Yeah.
in loop.
Yeah, I really love Rainbow Six Siege. And I
Exactly.
actually play. Yeah, I play it frequently. And when it comes to spaceship games, like it's really funny, but I remember I was, I think, 6, 7 years old. We really loved spaceship games back when we were like in our childhood together with Hammers. And we were playing together this game, maybe it called Dark Orbit. It was a MMO spaceship game. And
Browser based.
yeah, browser based game. It was really cool. And space shooter game, and it really throws back into the childhood. I guess it's not more like there's not so much MMO, right? Or do you still think there is a huge aspect of the MMO in the game?
The uh, sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, is there a huge aspect of the MMO, or like World of Warcraft, or Space Orbit in the game, or it's more like just shooter starship game?
So the multiplayer is mostly a shooter game.
Yeah,
The
fair enough.
single player is single player maybe is more an open world where you can go around and farm things and improve and get bigger your spaceship and things like that. But the multiplayer is a full arena Call of Duty style gameplay.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, it's so cool. I really like it. And like I've played a lot of Rainbow Six Siege as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I loved how you explained it. By the way, it's really cool.
Yeah, because the main thing that I want to people understand is that it's not gonna be something that you pay to play, basically. Sorry, pay to
Hmm.
win, but instead you can buy different, let's say, characters or spaceship in this
Yeah.
sense. But it's not gonna make you stronger. It's just gonna make you have a different strategy inside the game.
Yep. Gotcha. Hold on. We may ban someone in the chat on Twitch because it's a bot sending some stuff. Zirik, what's up, legend? What's up, Zirik? Great to see you on the stream. How's it going, bro? And
Zaire content is like the best you can see, like, and you can laugh for any of his video. He making have some
yeah,
videos.
yeah, Zurich is really creative. Let me show your comments. What's up, legend? uh, we've talked a little bit about the current status of the game and the big milestones. So you've said like you want to release at the same time both single player and multiplayer, right? And it's probably will be in the next year, from what you mentioned, right?
So we are still deciding whether to release them together or split.
Yeah.
But for the what I can say for the multiplayer, the final goal is to release it within the end of this year.
Hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, looking forward to it. It's like half a year left, or wait, it's more. It's
Probably
just
more.
April. Yeah. And moving to the next question, what are the upcoming things or events that you are excited about and we should be excited about? Because I remember you basically had an upcoming TG, so I'm not sure like when it's happening and what's the status on that as well.
So regarding the upcoming TG, that's a tough question to answer because obviously it depends on the market. I would say.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have a final deadline that we need to follow,
Hmm.
but I can't disclose much, unfortunately, mostly because it depends on how the market is going to play in the next weeks. So, depending on that, that's can be probably the first main event that we are going to have. At the same time, we want to release some blockchain integration and
Hmm.
release the open beta. So first, we'll release the open alpha, and at the
Hmm.
same time, more or less, we will release the first blockchains integration with that. That is mostly gonna be a marketplace and some in-game items that you are able to trade inside the
Yeah.
game. wait. Okay. And so other than that, after that we are going to release the open beta. So first open alpha, then open beta during probably end of the summer, and by the end of the year we expect to release the final version of the game on all the platforms.
Hmm.
Let's
Gotcha.
go.
Looking forward to it. Let's
Meanwhile,
go.
might be also if we decide to split the two titles, that we are going to release also the single player before the release of the multiplayer, but that's still TBA.
Gotcha. And for those who are listening right now to this stream, how they can get involved? Like, is there anything to try out right now? Join the community. What's the best way? Should they sign up for something or join the Discord?
So the main thing is obviously follow our Twitter. That's where I do most of the activities at the moment. I do live stream every week. I do post news and everything regarding the project. Me and the team, obviously. Other than that, one important thing: if you wanna try it out the game, we're gonna do another raffle in on the forum.
Mhm.
So basically, if you go on the first tweet of our page, you will find the link of a form. That form basically is in order to play the alpha of the game. And basically,
Yeah.
so since we have over 100,000 wish list inside the game, we have doing every a couple of weeks a raffle in order to take some people to make them play the alpha of the game. And so we
Mhm.
are doing it, I think, if I'm not wrong, the beginning of next week. So make sure to do it. And obviously, if you get picked out, you will have also some other incentives along the way after that you had tried out.
Gotcha. Sounds great. So you guys have heard it. Make sure to follow Twitter.
Fight me,
And
guys. Follow Twitter and get in. I will fight you.
yeah, by the way, I sent you a screenshot back from 2022 in our group chat for you to take a look. It's really funny when our first interaction was.
Well, let me check. Yeah. I didn't remember that, but uh,
Yeah, that's
it
crazy.
was like a long time ago, 3 years ago. Wow,
Yeah,
crazy,
3 years.
crazy,
Yeah.
crazy time.
What context? Is there fit pics or no?
No, I basically the context is the first interaction I've had with Haunted Space was back 3 years ago when I was looking, for some mod positions to learn more about weather gaming and Haunted Space. They posted a form on their Discord that they were looking for moderators. So I reached out to Lilo, to Leonardo to learn more about this position, but it was closed already, unfortunately. But yeah, it's really awesome. I think I had a call with you 3 years ago, back when we were talking about the collaboration between SkateX and House of Space. Unfortunately, SkateX is now closed, but it's great to see
Whoops.
that House of Space is still developing, that you guys are still building, and you're actually working on a great game.
We are one of the OG in the space, I would say.
Yeah, it's really,
We we are the first generation. Let's say.
yeah, it's really sad to be honest because you can see the amount of games that have closed back when they were developing at this time, and only a few games are still developing. In the game space, that were the OGs initially.
Yeah, what I can say is extremely tough. It's like building a game in Web3, but I think doing anything that is big in the Web3 is extremely difficult. It's not any different from making a startup, basically. So
Yeah,
people don't seem to realize it too much, but it's something that is extremely difficult. And I would say a lot of people are like a lot of people, a few people, mostly. I'm not talking about the current Web3 gaming space, but the past were malicious people, but also who wasn't malicious. Uh, sometimes they didn't make it just because it's extremely hard. So we are
Yeah.
super happy that we have made it so far. We are able to basically make these titles happen. Um, and so
Hmm.
also through all the beer market and everything. So big shout out
Yeah.
to our team. And so, yeah, really proud of
Yeah.
everything, everyone in our company.
Yeah, proud of your team as well. And the next question is looking, at the bigger picture in the future, where do you see a haunted space with say in a few years? Like give us a little sneak peek into the long-term vision and how does the haunted space universe will look like a few years down the road?
So the main goal of Haunted Space is obviously firstly do this title, but at some so the real final goal that we have in mind obviously is to create a game that is not just the arena but is something much bigger that
Hmm.
basically comprehend also other type of vehicles, like for example now we are talking about spaceship, but we want to put tanks, we want to put soldier, a little bit like Halo or basically Battlefield, I would say, but in
Yeah.
a space environment with our basically um, with our genre and style, I would
It's
say.
AK War Thunder way, right? As I
Yes,
understand.
yes, we basically would like to want to do War Thunder in the space because we know actually
Yeah.
that I mean, the idea is super cool, I would say.
Yeah, I
So, War
agree.
Thunder actually made really great titles. We
Yeah.
think we can do something similar, but on the space genre. So, it's good. In my opinion, it's going to be extremely cool. Something similar actually was made by Halo
Yeah.
few years ago, but they haven't stopped the development and actually if you see on Steam is one of the most popular game that you can find War Thunder. So
Yeah, actually, another great example. It's like World of Warplanes or World of Tanks, but in this space, I've played a lot of World of Tanks in the past as well.
World
It's
of
just
Tanks
really
is
cool.
only tanks if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are not
Oh.
cross-connected, all those things,
Oh.
right? So
Okay.
they
Okay.
have
Okay.
separate warships, no, it's like World of airplanes or whatever, and
Yeah.
tanks, just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
different
They're
games.
separated.
War Thunder is everything together, so
Yeah.
that's why we loved it, and we know the concept work because
Oh,
if you
gotcha. Okay.
and we know the concept work because there are different ways to analyze it, but obviously if you see also the revenue and the stream of income that they make, it's extremely positive. They are one of the most played games on Steam. They are in top 10 if I'm not wrong.
True.
So
Hmm.
we know for sure that that model works, and that's the final goal that we have. Also, we know that similar game to ours have basically made a big success in the past. Both single player,
Hmm.
for example, there is Everspace, there is Chorus, there is Everspace 2 that has been a huge success, and in general, there is a lot of space games with a lore basically similar to our single player. The same thing applies to the multiplayer, and so
Hmm.
for this reason, we believe that we are gonna make a successful two titles, and then in that sense, after that, we can focus on expanding even more the IP.
Hmm. Gotcha. And I have another question is now talking about the revenue. So you've mentioned for the single game, it might be paid. People would have to pay
Premium,
to
yeah.
have a game, a premium, right? But when it comes to multiplayer, it's free to play. So the question here is like how you plan to generate the revenue from the multiplayer game, for example.
How we are going to generate.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Yeah. So the main thing is like any free to play game is gonna be in game items. So basically, we're gonna have, let's call them chests and or drops of items and things like that. Or in general, let's say you want to purchase like in Rainbow Six Siege um, I don't know how you call it in English, like an operator in general.
Hmm.
So a character. Same thing
Yeah.
it will be for us with spaceships, and inside the spaceships you can buy also different weapons and things like that. So anything that is related to in-game items is how the revenues are gonna be generated.
Hmm. Gotcha. And the next question is, well, let's have a little bit fun with the round, rapid fire round. Sorry, and let's have some questions, like quick questions, quick answers. It's really
Okay.
fun. So the first question is like, what's your favorite Web3 game besides 100 Space?
Uh, my favorite Web3 game is probably Off the Grid, I would say.
Fight me.
Okay, fair. Fight me.
Probably
Okay,
Off the Grid. I also liked. Oh no, there is another one actually. Play. People don't know this. It's actually on Avalanche, if I'm not wrong. Is I played it in GDC last year. I saw the. I guess they
Mhm.
made a huge improvement. Is Providence.
Yeah,
Province.
yeah, I
Yeah,
know them.
shooter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
They
on
are super,
Avalanche
they
as
are
well.
super. It's a super beautiful game. I really liked it,
Mhm.
and people don't really talk about it, but it was really, really good product. I would say.
Oh, nice.
Other than
It's
that,
not.
sorry.
It's not a Lyra clone, by the way. Just a question right away, because there is a lot of Lyra FPS shooter clones in Web3, so I'm really careful when it comes to FPS games.
And there is also Bloodloop that I like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Bloodloop,
So
Providence
other
of the
than
Grid,
that, yes, that's it.
Bloodloop, Providence of the Grid, like
Oh,
some of the
I
best
think you
ones.
got muted.
Oh, can you hear me?
Actually, moves looks different from Lyra Colons, bro. I just checking it
Really?
out. A
I
little
don't know
bit
if
different.
it's
Like
me or you.
just checking gameplay. It's a little bit different, right? So,
Can you hear me?
yups.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. I just checking gameplay right now. It's like different.
Leonardo.
Leo just got out. Waiting, Leo. Have you seen how much World of Tanks generated revenue in 2024?
Uh,
$7 billion,
can you
bro.
hear me?
7 billion.
Yeah, I can
Wait.
hear you. Is everything fine? Oh, 7 billion revenue for the past year, or when? When
Yeah,
was that?
I thought World of Tanks that, but they are evolving, bro. When I finished on 2016 playing World of Tanks completely, and right now 2025, right? In 2024, they made 7 billion revenue. Dude, it's crazy.
Oh, this is crazy, bro.
I will download game to check it out how it's
Yeah.
like right now.
Okay,
I
Leonardo,
don't
is
know.
everything okay now?
I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
All
no
right.
worries. Yeah, I guess of the Grid, Providence, and Bloodhope are the best, like, shooter games on Avalanche, especially. Like, they're building on Avalanche, right? So
Yeah, they are
it's great
all.
to see, by the way. It's great to see that most of the best games are on Avalanche.
Yeah, I was thinking any other games, but
Forgotten Playland, pretty enjoyable if you're thinking of
oh
party.
yeah, I also Forgotten Playland. But Forgotten
Yeah.
Playland is more like a family game, I would say.
Yeah.
A little bit
Yeah, yeah.
different
Ha-
True,
target, but
true.
yeah,
friends
because
and family, yeah.
yeah, it's more friends and family. But that one I tried at GDC. I really liked it. Other than that, hmm, I don't know. I don't know other any other games. Actually, Web3 game. Yeah,
Yeah, fair.
Shutterline. I never tried it. I just been
Yeah.
so
Shadowrun is great, but they've had some updates recently that changed the game a little bit.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to more updates from them. And the next fast question is, what's your favorite sci-fi universe? Movie, book, game, and of all time?
My favorite movie in general, but
Sci-fi,
it
sci-fi universe. Yeah,
sci-fi.
yeah.
Is Interstellar sci-fi? More or less.
Interstellar, Inception is sci-fi. 100% is sci-fi.
No,
I think
Inception is not
Interstellar
really
also, since it's like scientific fiction or something like
Yeah,
this. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
Yeah,
sci-fi. Yeah.
I would
yeah,
say Interstellar is by far my number one.
yeah. Same here. I really
I,
love Interstellar. I love the concept, like concept, of quantum mechanics, all this stuff. That's really cool.
in general, the
That
overall
was
lore
really nice.
is amazing.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah,
What?
Hans Zimmer is.
Hans Zimmer
Yeah, yeah.
music. Also, he
Yeah.
made music for Tron. I mean, for blockchain Tron. If you heard about it, it's like crazy sound. Like, check it out
Really?
in
Ah,
YouTube.
Tron like the blockchain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He
For
Hans
what?
Zimmer.
But for what?
Anthem of Tron. Just Anthem.
Oh, the
YouTube.
anthem.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't want to imagine how much they paid it.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Tons
so
of
They might
Interstellar
showed some million like this to him, probably.
in USDT
yeah.
payment. Bro.
Okay, the next question was what's the dream collaboration for Haunted Space? If you could partner with any franchise or content creator, who would you pick?
I mean, if like, can I say a company
Yeah, yeah, of course.
like SpaceX? 100%. We're a space,
Okay,
yeah, like
fair
something
enough.
SpaceX or NASA, something like that. That's
I
gonna be
could
like huge.
I could imagine partnering with the Star Wars.
As well. Yeah, yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
waiting for you collab, bro. Take collab.
Well, this looks cool. What is it? Is it illegal or you bought it?
It's like literal like soft like constructor or something like
But
this.
is it made with cardboard or what?
It's like paper or something like
Oh
this.
yeah.
So,
Oh,
but I
it's
can
really cool.
separate all the shit like right here and
Nice.
here and here. You can
Nice.
collaborate with Haunted Space or what?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I
we
really
like,
love it.
Elon Musk put a Tesla. We are gonna put like I don't know, like a laptop, so people can see haunted space on the space, something like that.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Smart as hell.
yeah. I really love, all the constructions kind of things, where you can build. So really cool hammers. The next question is, what is most underrated? Well, with your game that you think more people should check it out. Like we've already talked about Providence. I think Providence is underrated because not many
Yeah,
people talk about them actually.
yeah, yeah.
But if you have anyone else in mind, feel free to mention them as
But
well.
is it in general, or is it in general for gaming or any project?
Yeah, let's take any project, in general. Most underrated in Web3.
Uh, Underrated. Uh, I don't know. I don't know, to be fair. Like, also Forgotten Playland is a little bit underrated.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I would say Providence. I don't remember
Yeah.
the name. Probably Forgotten Playland, and yeah, that's it. I would say.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone in mind?
Eclipse. I have in mind Eclipse because that
Oh,
is building an L1 on Avalanche. I think they're really underrated considering the deck that they are building.
wait,
Uh,
Eclipse though was it is a game?
no, they're like they have games as well building on their chains,
They are
but
a chain. Is like a Beam, for example, right?
yeah, right. And they're building their own products, their own
Yeah.
tech,
Okay. Okay.
and
Yeah,
they're
it's
building
like
really cool tech. Yeah, right. I think Beam is underrated as well. Not many people talk about them lately. So yeah, from the game, Mm, it's the most underrated game in the three on my side. I guess. Let me think. Actually, it's a really hard question.
You know what's
Bec-
underrated? And what you know what's underrated? Ethereum.
Yeah,
Yeah, guys, pump Ethereum.
Pump
I'll
it
go
up,
to mine right now.
Go
You know this game.
pump Ethereum, guys.
Do you
yeah,
have your charts with you? You remember this picture? Like
bro.
he's staying in his chart showing something.
Bro, it's like every month
Bro.
is like this month, guys. Ethereum is gonna pump. This time, Ethereum is
This
gonna
is
pump.
so sad.
Yeah,
This
the
is so
Ethereum is
sad,
good.
to be
It's good.
honest.
Why everyone? Why nobody buys Ethereum anymore?
Because it's not
Bro.
gonna pump.
At some point, it's gonna pump. I don't know. Like all the L2 are on, almost all the L2s are on Ethereum, pretty much. So
Yep, fair enough. The next question is, what is favorite spaceship or star fighter design from any sci-fi ever?
I don't know, bro.
Bro,
Hardest questions.
That's like another question. I have I don't know. I don't know so many model. Probably this is a question more for Luca than me. To be
Yeah, fair
fair.
enough. Okay. All-time favorite video game, not just with three, but all
Okay.
time. What?
Okay, I have this one. I know it's gonna be okay. Gonna sound weird. I know, but but I was a pro gamer in Clash of Clans a long time ago.
Oh, whoa!
Giga
This is
Brain.
interesting. Yeah.
And like
Well.
a pro gamer, not in the ranking of for the trophies, but on the
Mhm.
clan war. I was in
Oh
top three clan war clan. Uh,
You was in AJ Guild?
no, I was. It was an Italian clan. We were
Mhm.
top three in the world
nice.
for a few months. It was like I remember, guys. It was like super hard. Like in
Yeah.
order to get to that clan, you had to do like a first. So there was a first clan of recruiter. Then there was
Mhm.
another one, and then there is the final one. And in order to join the recruiting one, you had to do a form, and they're gonna give you a test. Like it was like super hard. It took me like
No.
over 1 year to reach the.
Hard employment.
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
worth your account right now? Have you checked on the secondary or OTC market the price for your account?
No, I haven't opened it in 3 4 years. To be fair.
Maybe you right now generational wealth reach.
No, it's impossible because at the time the clan wars, so there were two kinds of clan wars. There was mixed and top tier. Top tier was at the time uh, town hall 11 the maximum. Now
Mhm.
I don't even know how many town halls there are, but I think there is like 20. So
Yeah.
it's like it's probably not gonna value much.
Yeah. Fair enough. But I think it was really cool interview. Anything any last updates or exciting updates that you want to share?
No, I mean, just make sure to follow our Twitter page and see all the updates. If you guys wanna try out our game, is one of the last period that you can do it for the alpha, because after
Mhm.
that we're gonna close it, and who is in, who is in, who is out, who is out. And if you are in, obviously you will have benefits in the future. So make sure to fill out the form and make sure to
Yeah.
follow our page, because obviously, as I mentioned, TG might be extremely soon. Uh, it
Mhm.
depends a little bit on external factors, but it might be extremely soon. So make sure to follow. Obviously, we have already prepared all the campaigns for TG. So the faster you get in, the faster basically you are gonna get those incentives. So yeah, that's basically it. So thank you guys. It's been probably the best interview. Like
Yeah,
last part was really fun.
yeah, I appreciate it, and I'm really looking forward to TG as well. And if you
Yeah.
guys need any help from us, feel free to ask. And thank you to the listeners today. Thank you for all who tuned in. And so, let's keep an eye on a haunted space. Looking forward to multiplayer, public game, to single player launch as well, and
Yeah.
can't wait for the console game because it's really awesome that you're one of the first games doing that action with the gaming. So I'm really excited.
Thank you
Thank you
guys.
guys.
Have a
Take
good
care.
day. Bye bye.
Bye.
See you in How to